boys and girls. Welcome back to our second session of Celebrate Wonder. Today we are going to hear more about God's creation. Last week you had some activity sheets and a celebration chart. If you have completed those, I would love for you to take a picture of them and send them to me. We have some more activity sheets and you can work on those while we watch the video. We have the sheet God Creates Living Things. We have this God Creates Living Things. We have this one where you can complete the incomplete animals, and we have the page where you can make a giraffe. So at this time, I'd like you to stop the video and go to the website and watch the Celebrate Wonder video. And I'll join you in just a moment. I hope you enjoyed the video. Now we are going to hear the continuing story of God's creation in our Storybook Bible and in the Common English Bible. So this is God Creates Living Things. I'll show the picture. And it says, God said, "Let there be sea animals in the seas." God created big sea animals and small sea animals. The sea animals swam in the seas. God said, "Let there be birds in the air." God created all kinds of birds, and the birds flew in the air. God said, "Let there be lots of animals all over the earth." And there were many kinds of animals living on the earth. There were farm animals, bugs, wild animals, and more. God saw how good it all was and blessed each animal. You can see the sea animals. There's some crabs and an octopus and a fish and birds and a deer. What else do you see? I see some type of cat, maybe a jaguar in the tree. Now let's go to our Deep Blue Bible. It's found in the first book of the Bible, which is Genesis, chapter 1, verses 20 through 25. God said, "Let the water swarm with living things, and let birds fly above the earth up in the dome of the sky." God created the great sea animals and all the tiny living things that swam in the waters, each according to its kind, and all the winged birds, each according to its kind. God saw how good it was. Then God blessed them. "Be fertile and multiply and fill the waters in the seas, and let the birds multiply on the earth." There was evening and there was morning, the fifth day. God said, "Let the earth produce every kind of living thing, livestock, crawling things, and wildlife." And that's what happened. God made every kind of wildlife, every kind of livestock, and every kind of creature that crawls on the ground. God saw how good it was. Now, if you remember from last week, we have our Wonder Cube. Do you remember our faith word from last week? Let me find it. Our faith word is creativity. Do Do you remember what creativity means? The process of imagining and making something like God imagined and created it. How about our memory verse? God saw how good it was. All right, let's roll our Wonder Cube. I wonder, where did you see God in the Bible story? Well, we saw God when he created the animals in the sea and the animals on land. We also saw God when he said it was good. Where did you see God? It doesn't have to be the same place I saw God. I wonder, what's your favorite part of the Bible story today? I liked when God saw everything he had created and said it was good. All right, one more time. I wonder, what is the most important part of the Bible story to you? Is it when God created the sea animals? When God created the animals on land? When God told them to multiply and fill the land? Or was it when God saw everything was good? Right, how about our Wonder Box? Let's grab our Wonder Box. I wonder what's in our box. What do you think? So here's our Wonder Box. And let's open it up. And I'll take out what's inside. So there's a stuffed cat. And let me hold it this way. Do you know what that is? Some type of goat. And I bet some of you have this at home. It's a monkey from a barrel of monkeys. And how about this? That's a cow. And a donkey. I wonder what this is. And a sheep. I wonder, why do you think all of those things were in my Wonder Box? Because of God's creation? I think so. So, in today's Bible story, God made so many different animals. And like each of you, each one is different, unique, and special. So what is your favorite animal that God created? I have a hard time choosing between a dog or a cat because I love them both. Do you have any pets in your family? What do you have? Some of you have met Newt Newt, our little kitten who is no longer little. So we have Newt, the orange cat, and we have Padme, the black cat, and we have Toby, the big goofy golden retriever, and we have Bella, our black Australian Shepherd Labrador mix. So those are the animals we have. So let's think about it. If you could be any animal that God created, what would you be? Would you be a lion to rule the jungle? Would you be a giraffe to reach high in the air? What would you be? All animals are special. All animals are unique. So, after this segment, I want you to pause the video. I want you to go on a nature walk. You don't have to do it right now, but go on a nature walk with your mom or your dad or with your adult and look at all the things God created. What do you see? What do you hear? What do you notice? And I want you to get a bag and put 3 or 4 things in your bag and see what you bring back. Take a picture, send it to me. I would love to share it on the website. And now I want you to use your ears. We're going to hear some sounds. I'm going to ask Alexa to play nature noises. Alexa, play nature sounds.
Okay, here's sleep sounds, rainforest sounds.
Alexa, volume up. What do you hear? Sounds like a cricket to me. And maybe some rain. Some frogs maybe. So you can hear lots of different types of things in nature. Now I want you to pause the video and make your giraffe. Welcome back. I'm going to share my giraffe with you. You see it? I'd love to see pictures of your giraffes. Did you know that giraffes make noises? I've been to zoos before and I've seen giraffes, but I've never heard them make a noise. Did you know that giraffes make a high humming sound, but humans can't hear it? And I'd also like you to work on your animal habitats. I'm going to show you. I would like to claim that I drew these, but I really didn't. Adam, my son, did. So in the tree, there's a kestrel, a type of bird. In the doghouse, he drew a husky. On the floating iceberg, what do you think that is? It's not a penguin. It's something called a puffin. And there's a narwhal. You can see this in the corral. He drew what he called an angry chicken. And by the pond, there's a river otter, and there's an owl, and something like a red panda or a fox that lives in Japan in the forest. And then God created living things. These are my favorite. I did draw this. So there's a tulip and a marigold. I love those flowers. So I want to play a quick game with you. I'm going to say God made and then an animal's name. And I want you to act like the animal. And when I say God rested, I want you to yawn and pretend you're asleep. Ready? God created a cat. Can you make sounds like a cat? And God rested. God created dogs. And God rested. God created elephants. Let me see your big elephant ears. And God rested. God created frogs. And God rested. God created cows. Are you mooing like a cow? And then God rested. So, at this point, I want you to stop the video and go to the YouTube link, and there are two stories. One is In Our Image, God's First Creatures, and the second one is I Wanted to Know All About God. You can watch those. They're great storybooks. And then you can join me again. Did you enjoy the videos? I did when I watched them. So God made so many wonderful things, and God thinks that each and every part of creation is good. So what's your favorite part of creation? So let's say a prayer. Bow your head and repeat after me. Dear God, thank you for all of your creation. Thank you for the flying birds, the crawling creatures, the swimming fish, and the gigantic and roaring animals. For all creatures great and small, we are grateful and we call each of them good. Amen. I'll see you next week.